Morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here today to talk about one of my favorite topics, primarily because I've been trying to achieve this myself forever. And I think I've finally done so. So I want to talk to you guys today about having the strategies for a successful work-life balance. And you know, this is a focus of a lot of what's going on in the world with all generations. It's like, how do we, my generation ages, we need more work-life balance. Because we physically sometimes can't handle as much as we used to. And the younger generations are also trying to achieve that work-life balance with their children or as they grow. So as business owners, this is one of the hardest things to achieve, is to get the strategies down pat that work for you, not for anyone else, right? Things can work for other people, but when you try them, they may not work for you. So it really is a constant journey. I don't want anyone to think like, oh, Nancy's going to give me some tips, or I'm going to hear another coach give some tips, and boom, that's a destination. I'm going to put them in place, and all of a sudden, I'm going to have the perfect work-life balance. It really doesn't happen that way. I equate it to when my kids were young, and when I would Ferberize them. Those of you in my generation will definitely know what Ferberizing is. If you're listening and you know what that is, let me know. The Ferber method was when you let your kid cry for 3 nights and eventually they calm themselves down. And then what happens? I don't know, they get sick or they're teething. And suddenly you are back to having to start from scratch to find that balance again on how to get them to sleep. Okay. This is what running a business is like, and having a life. To constantly be tweaking and fine-tuning your life and your business in order to achieve what you're trying to achieve in your balance. So let's talk about specifics, okay? So one thing that I teach everyone to do is learn how to delegate. Now, delegation does not just happen in your business. It also happens in your personal life. Let me just move my thing so I can see. Please let me know if you're relating to any of this, right? When my kids were younger, I hired for 2 hours twice a week a mommy's helper so I could take a shower at the time when I had 2 young kids. I would do my laundry into a laundromat sometimes when I got overwhelmed and I couldn't handle it myself. I would meet with the family and go, if everyone can do 15 minutes today, that's going to really help mom. And these are things that you have to be aware of. Delegating tasks that you don't have to do yourself. And yes, you may have to manage them. And I hear everyone going, but I do it better. And it's just a pain when I ask people to do it and then they don't do it well and I have to do it again, or I have to then teach them. Yes to all those things. Hiring people, and whether it's your personal life or your business life, is hard. You've got to find the right people. You've got to train them. You've got to develop that relationship that's supportive. Then you've got to figure out what you do with them. In one of my Profit Insider programs yesterday, we talked a lot about different personality types and how to stay motivated. And for some personality types, me being one of them, having a staff helps keep me accountable. For other people, having a staff makes them crazy and they feel like they can't get anything done. It is a process of training yourself to identify the delegatable tasks that you really don't have to do, that you can just be the final check. But what does that require? It requires relinquishing control over some of the things that you have been in control on of your entire business career and possibly your entire life. And that is hard. But when you get past the hard part of the transition, it's like amazing when you actually have people to help you get your job done. The other thing I want, that was number 1, delegate tasks. Pick something up and go, do I have to be the one to do this? Or can I have someone else do this? And can I train somebody to do this? And is it a repeatable task, right? So delegation is key. Number 2 is embracing mistakes. Mistakes happen all the time. We all make them. It's either a mistake in our personal life or, again, our business life. Try to embrace a mistake and go, okay, what did I learn from that? How do I make sure I don't repeat that again? Did it affect a client? Do I have to make good on this or affect somebody in my personal life? This striving for perfection all the time, which a lot of people do, is causing a lot of anxiety. So if you think to yourself, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. As long as I'm correcting them in my business and my personal life to not repeat them again, I'm okay. All right. So embrace the mistakes and realize that in the mistakes is where you do the most growth and the most learning. right? You put an extra procedure in place for your business. You add an extra email at a certain spot to satisfy a client. Little things like this is what you add to your process when you learn from mistakes. The other thing is really important is kind of fostering open, honest communication within your business world, okay, within your support team. So a lot of you don't have staff, but you have a support team. You have a renderer, you have a virtual assistant, you have a bookkeeper, an accountant. Things like this are considered your support team, or you have a contractor, a tile guy, a painter. Embrace the relationships. Make them better. Make that extra phone call, do that extra smile, do that extra considerate thing, and foster the relationships within your organization. Talk to your employees like they're human beings, not like they're just being directed at all the time. Same with your support staff. Create those personal moments that make people feel kind of dedicated to you and your goals. Not everyone is meant to run a business, and a lot of people are happy working for someone. So then when they go home, they can release everything. Unlike us as entrepreneurs, we're always thinking about our businesses. So fostering open and honest communication, kind of a forgiving work environment. In my team, one of the things that I really encourage, or I should say discourage, is don't tell me you're sorry. Don't say you're sorry. It's not because I don't believe you. It's just because all I really want to know is what happened. How do we fix it? How can we make it better so it doesn't happen again? I don't need someone's apology if they didn't do it on purpose. I just want them to figure out how to get it right so we don't do it again. And that tone coming from the head of the company is something that then gets everyone, okay, I can be myself. I sometimes make mistakes. I don't get beat up. And my boss is like, what can you learn? What can I help teach you so to make sure this doesn't happen again? Or what program do I need to buy to make sure you have the knowledge to do this the next time with more accuracy? Like there's so many ways to foster your team, and it is a skill that can be learned. And this is something, again, I teach all the time, how to foster this open and forgiving work environment that really enhances productivity way more than people think, and enhances productivity, personal growth, and it encourages constructive feedback, right? So this way my staff can also say to me, hey, Nancy, like that didn't work. We need to do it this way. I do foster open communication. So the other thing you want to do is make sure, I have so many things I'm reading from my other screen to make sure I don't forget. You want to document your processes to enable teaching them quickly, to have your staff be able to lean on each other, to have you, if you're out sick for a day, have someone be able to step in and act as you sometimes. You also want to learn to prioritize. We always have 3 top priorities, and then we have a bunch of little stuff that fills in. And then, of course, there's always emergencies or situations that you have to address in any given day. So giving yourself some space in your day is kind of important. I mean, people kind of are time blocking minute to minute sometimes, and that is too tight. That's too much. And it will cause you not to have a good work-life balance because you don't have any breathing room. That is something I definitely suffered from for years and years and years. And I am finally at the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do that. And I don't want to do that. And I'm not sure I ever wanted to. I just got sucked into the drill of the day controls me instead of me controlling the day. So I want you to control your days. The other thing I want you to do is think about automation tools. There are programs that can do a lot for you. We are teaching ChatGPT on a regular basis to my coaching clients in my groups and my one-on-ones, because this is increasing productivity tremendously, idea generating. People are even using it to create meal plans to help with that work-life balance. One less thing they have to sit down and figure out themselves. So again, ChatGPT can really, and any other kind of automation tools that help a client go from your website to your calendar, or to pay automatically without you having to send or walk with a physical invoice. All these things, there are programs and automations to get all these things done to give you more time, right? Because time is everybody's biggest complaint, okay? So take advantage of the affordable or free automation programs that are out there. Learn from other people. Use my group, the Interior Design Business Forum, which I'm streaming live in now, along with YouTube and LinkedIn, to get some answers to the questions you need. Okay. I have a free resource called, let me make sure I get time analysis for business entrepreneurs, it's a great exercise of tracking your time for 3 days and seeing if how you're using your time actually matches your core values and your focus at this moment in time. It changes. It is not always the same. Every time I feel like I'm getting a little out of control with my time management, with my days, why are days getting away from me? I go back to my own exercise and I track my time for 3 days, and it quickly brings to my attention where I have started to wander back to old bad habits that make the day control me instead of me controlling the day. Okay. So I gave lots of tips today. Go back if you're listening, if you just signed on, and listen from the beginning. I'm just going to repeat a couple of them and I'm going to read so I don't miss any of them. So delegate tasks and let go of control. Embrace your mistakes as opportunities for learning and enhancing who you are and your employees as well. Foster open communication and a forgiving work environment, not like I'm the boss, I got to do you. You want a comfortable, positive, forgiving work environment. That's how you get the most out of your people, because you trust them and you give them responsibility. And it takes time. But once, I said in the beginning, once you get through that transition and you have the right people in place, it's amazing how it's going to change your life. You're going to be able to actually have the work-life balance that you have craved and turn into the CEO of your company rather than just a worker bee. Strive for documenting all your processes. Try to avoid mistakes that are happening because you're overly controlling the process. Like, really learn about yourself. Recognize that running a business is a continuous learning process. It is not a destination. It's not a destination. I'm going to repeat that again. Slow and steady wins the race. You can't in 1 year change your entire business unless you're going to be working 24 hours a day. But you can make some huge improvements to your pricing, to your structure, to your service models, to your process, to your staff, to your support team. You can make all those a priority over 1 year and change completely the face of your business and your profitability and your happiness. And most importantly, what this live is about, your work-life balance. So check out the time analysis for business entrepreneurs. Do the 3 days of tracking your time and seeing if it matches what your goals are and your core values are right now. And if not, that's your wake-up call to make a change. Seek out the help you need, or finally get to those projects that you know you need to do for your business. Give yourself some space in your day so you can organize, grow your business and your life, and take care of your clients. It's a balancing act all the time. Go have a great day. Click on the link to download the free PDF. Do the exercise and let me know how you do. Talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.